A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Muhammad Rafiq bin Wan Muhammad Rushdan, and my partner Aiman Hakim bin Rahmat, MANU 1202 Section 4 Group 8, will present to you about CNC milling machine. A little bit introduction about milling. Milling is a process of cutting away material by feeding a workpiece past a rotating tool at a certain direction. The direction can be x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. There is two types of milling machine. There is conventional and modern type of milling machine. There is a CNC milling machine. CNC stands for computer numerical control, whereas the CNC milling is controlled by machine control unit that generates, stores, and processes the CNC programs. The machine control unit drives the milling tool and begin to cut the workpiece. And as for the task 3, will be continued by Aiman.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman, and now we move to our program statements, and we begin with the definition statements based on the parameter given. So for the first block, our program code is O2021, and the second block is actually the safety condition that set the machine into default. For the third block is the tool change for the slot number 2. Next, S1300 and F280 are basically the spindle speed and feed rate given in the parameter. MO3 and MO4 represent the spindle rotation clockwise and counterclockwise. Next, G90 is the code for absolute coordinate that we are used in our program, starting from X0 and Y0. Next block is just coolant on MO8, and the last block Z1.5 is representing the cutting depth 1.5 millimeter. Okay, now we move to the machining statements. We have 22 points here, starting from this point at X0 and Y0, and then we move to this point G01, X10, Y0, and also this point G01, and at this point we have G02, which it is rotate in clockwise direction at X equals to 20, Y 35, and radius of 10. And then we move to this point, also G01, and at this point G02 clockwise at X 30, Y 30, and radius of 5. And then we move to this point, and next to this point also G01, up this point G01, and at this point we have G02, code G02, at X equal to 65 and Y 30 with the radius of 15. And we move to this point G01 at X equals to 80 and Y 30, and up to this point also G01, and at this point we have G03, which is spinning in counterclockwise direction at X65 and Y60 with the radius of 15. And we move to this point G01, and also this point G01, and at this point we have G02 at X45, Y45, and radius of 10. And next we move to the left at this point, GO1, and at this point we have GO2 at x equals to 30 and y equals to 55 with the radius of 10. And we move up at this point, and we move here at this point, we have x equals to 20 and y equals to 60. And we move to this point, GO1, and return to the last point, which is the starting point at x0, y0. For the last part, which is closing statements, the first block of closing statements, we have G01 and Z150. Z150 is basically the cutting tools that has been set into Z direction in 150. Next, M05 and M09 represent the spindle stop and coolant off. And the last one, M30, is program end. That's all for us. Thank you.